I wanted to do a review of this new fan that I got a couple of days ago. This is the oscillating fan with flexible tripod, model MLF008. And I can say after using this fan for a couple of days now that it's really kind of cool. Okay, let's look and see what came with the product. Obviously the product itself. We have a USB-C cable, and this one is a little bit over 3 feet in length, so that's really nice. I've not had any problems being able to find a place to plug that in to recharge the unit. Also comes with an user manual. Shows where the charging port is, the battery indicator, the oscillating button, and the speed button. Here are the product features on the left side, and on the right side is the charging and display. Just take a look at some of the dimensions here. Going across this way, the fan is about 4.5 inches across, and it is roughly 3 inches from here to here. Now, some important information, especially for little fingers. The opening here in the back is about 1/4 inch as far as being able to put a finger through there. And the same applies for the widest part of the fan openings in the front here. Now, I do like the fact that it has these tripod features. I've never had an issue being able to find a way to adjust this fan in the direction that I want it. And also a very nice feature of these tripods is that I'm able to actually put it over a corner, a shelf, whatever, and just tie it down really well. So that feature works really, really well for me. I've used that in a number of cases and never had a problem with it. That's a very nice feature, especially compared to some of the ones that only have a stand. This one is a lot more usable, a lot more flexible, can use it in so many different ways than just having a stand. From top to bottom, from the bottom of the tripod feet to the top of the fan, you can see probably 13, maybe 14 inches total. So lightweight, easy to put into a suitcase. I can fold it up like this, in which case you can see this is what I would do if traveling with it and wanted to put it into a suitcase. You can get it down to a little bit less than 7 inches or so. So it doesn't take up that much room in a suitcase if I'm traveling. There are 3 speeds with this fan. There is a low, a medium speed, and a high speed. And I have been using this primarily on the low speed, and it's actually very quiet. As I say, I use this mostly on the low speed, and when doing that, I hardly recognize the sound at all. It just kind of blends into the background. It's actually kind of nice, just as a little white noise machine type of unit. I want to talk a little bit now about the rechargeability of this fan. It only takes a few hours, about 4 hours or so, to completely charge back up to full power. And in my use, especially yesterday I was doing this, I had this fan on low power, not oscillating, and in that way I was able to get 13 hours of use out of this fan without having it plugged in. Now, the fan can be used when it's plugged in. It doesn't have to be always on battery power. It can be used when it's plugged in. But I thought 13 hours on recharge on low was really, really a nice feature. And even at that, when I turned the fan off after 13 hours, the indicator was still had just dipped into the red level, meaning I had about 25% of the power left on this fan. So 13 hours for me is great. That's more than I'll need. And as I mentioned on low power, as I've been using it, I get a really nice breeze out of this. I have the fan about an arm's length away, maybe an arm's length and a half away from me, and that gives me quite a bit of breeze coming through this fan, more than enough at that distance. all in all, this is a really nice fan. I really like it. You know what? I might even say that I'm a big fan of this fan.